This is 18 Global News. First, the headlines. Rivers Police arrest officer, student over cultism at Uniport. ICPC reviews petition against ex-Rivers Sole Administrator Ibas. Court orders police to maintain status quo on tinted permits. Sesame boasts Nigeria's non-oil exports to 1.7 billion naira for the first quarter. Church of England names Mulali first woman Archbishop of Canterbury. Chile unveils squad for decisive World Cup qualifiers. Two-Face denies being arrested in London for assault. Rivers State Police Command has arrested two suspected cultists, including a serving police officer, during the signing out activities of final year students at the University of Port Harcourt. The suspects, identified as Police Corporal Onwukwe Goswell, attached to a Limbo Division, and Ifeanyi Israel, a 200-level biomedical technology student of the university, were apprehended on September 26, 2025, following an intervention by the school's internal security team and operatives of the anti-cultism unit. According to the police command, the suspects were nabbed in anticipation of a clash with rival cult groups on campus. A search on them led to the recovery of arms and ammunition. Further investigation and a raid on the residence of Corporal Onwukwe uncovered more arms. Police spokesperson SV Grace Irene Koko confirmed the arrest, noting that the suspect and the recovered exhibits are in custody while investigations continue to uncover their networks and possible accomplices. The Commissioner of Police, CP Olugbenga A. Adepoju, reiterated the command's commitment to flushing out criminal elements in the state. He urged residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities, stressing that collaborative efforts between the police and the public are essential for sustaining peace and security in Rivers State. University of Port Harcourt has announced a total ban on the popular sign-out ceremony usually observed by final year students after their last affairs, Professor Chima Chibike Wokocha. The institution said the ban takes immediate effect from October 2nd, 2025. According to the directive, students are prohibited from signing on T-shirts within the exam premises, while those who arrive for examinations with security escorts will have their vehicles impounded. The university also warned that any security operatives found escorting students into examination halls will be arrested and handed over to the Rivers State Commissioner of Police. The circular further banned all gatherings of final year students after examinations, advising parents and guardians to stay away from exam venues. Photographers who attempt to set up platforms during examinations will also be arrested. Professor Wokocha warned that any student or group of students who violate the order will face the Students' Disciplinary Committee. The circular was copied to the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Registrar, all deans of faculties, heads of departments, and the Inspector General of Police. Nigerian Air Force on Friday launched a major internal drive to combat the rising threat of cross-border smuggling, warning its personnel stationed in the Niger Delta region against any form of collaboration or misconduct that undermines national security. The intensified campaign, which aligns with the strategic vision of the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, kicked off with a sensitization lecture for personnel at the NAF base Port Harcourt, according to a statement issued by the NAF on its official X handle on Friday. The event themed the effects of cross-border smuggling and its impact on national security, and the image of the NAF was designed to re-emphasize the gravity of illicit trade and its connection to larger criminal enterprises. The lecture, delivered by the Air Provost Marshal, Air Vice Marshal Jibrin Usman, highlighted how cross-border smuggling, including oil bunkering, arms trafficking, and contraband trade, acts as a major financial pipeline for criminal networks and terrorism across the country. AVM Usman, who represented the CAS, made it clear that the service maintains a zero-tolerance stance on indiscipline. He stressed that beyond the immediate economic damage, smuggling erodes public trust in the military and provides resources for groups that destabilize the nation. The Air Provost Marshal explicitly warned that any NAF personnel found complicit in such activities would face the full weight of military law, having betrayed the core values of the service. Delta State Police Command has impounded 25 vehicles over the enforcement of the tinted glass permit. Recall that the Federal High Court sitting in Warri, Delta State, on Friday ordered the Nigeria Police Force and the Inspector General of Police to suspend the enforcement of the tinted glass permit by vehicle owners. The court asked the police and the IGP to maintain the status quo and respect judicial processes pending further proceedings in the matter. In April, the Nigeria Police Force announced it had resumed the issuance of tinted glass permits nationwide through the Police Specialized Services Automation Project, after suspending the scheme in 2022. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun initially set an August 12 deadline for motorists to obtain the permits, but later extended it to October 2nd. The police defended the policy as lawful, citing the Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act of 1991 and national security concerns. Ondo State government has disclosed that it has paid a total of 12 billion naira as gratuities to retired workers of the 18 local government areas in the state. The State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Amidu Takuru, made this known while briefing journalists in his office in Akure, the state capital, on Friday. Takuru explained that the administration of Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa commenced the payment of the gratuities from 2010 to 2014, assuring that the remaining backlog would also be cleared. According to him, the funds were drawn from savings made for the local governments as resolved at the State's Joint Allocation Accounts Committee meeting. He added that Ayedatiwa took the initiative to ensure the welfare of retirees by prioritizing savings for the purpose. Takuru further stressed that the Ayedatiwa administration was committed to supporting President Bola Tinubu's grassroots development vision, noting that projects had been executed across the 18 local governments in line with this agenda. An unconfirmed number of people have died in a tanker fire accident that occurred at midnight along the Abeokuta-Sagamu Expressway. The spokesperson for the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency, Babatunde Akimbi, said the incident happened at about 1 a.m. on Friday. He explained that a 33,000-litre petrol tanker overturned due to excessive speeding, spilling its contents on the highway. He disclosed that the impact of the fall triggered a fire outbreak, which spread to other vehicles and electric poles. He added that due to the ongoing rescue efforts, traffic within the corridor has been diverted to a single lane. He urged road users to be patient and follow traffic diversions and rerouting measures put in place by Trace, the police, the Ogun State Fire Service, FRSC, and Moteko, and the NSCDC. Tanker fire incidents similar to this have occurred repeatedly in Nigeria, often with tragic consequences. In October 2024, a tanker fire along the Ibafor section of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway claimed one life and destroyed multiple vehicles and goods. Similarly, in July 2025, a petrol tanker explosion in Ibadan after brake failure was reported affecting nearby vehicles, though casualties were not widely confirmed. These recurring incidents highlight systemic issues in road safety regulation of fuel transport, emergency response, and public behavior around fuel spills. Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, says the scheme provides over 14 billion naira in annual services to the Lagos state government and its people. The DG said these services were provided by the 44,000 corps members deployed to the state across various sectors. Nafiu stated this during a courtesy visit to the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at the Government House in Marina, Lagos. This was contained in a statement by the NYSC's Director of Information and Public Relations, Caroline Embu, on Friday. Nafiu said Lagos was the #1 destination for corps members, noting that their parents were also comfortable with it. Citing the relative security of the state, the DG commended the Lagos State Governor for carrying out critical renovation work at the temporary camp of the NYSC in Iyana-Ipaja, even as work at the 10,000 capacity permanent orientation camp is ongoing. He said the scheme looked forward to the completion of the camp so that corps members deployed to Lagos would camp in the same location, as opposed to the prevailing practice of dislodging some to contiguous camps. Nafiu also secretariat in the state, as well as sustained support for the scheme in other areas. Nurses and midwives at the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Teaching Hospital, Ogbomoso, Oyo State, on Friday, suspended their industrial action following the intervention of the state governor, Seyi Makinde. This was contained in a statement jointly signed by the Unity Chairman, Ojewumi Olutayo, and the Unit Secretary, Adedokun Foluwake, in Ibadan, the state capital. ATEM reports that the health workers of the institution had embarked on an indefinite strike in September 2025 over welfare-related demands. They suspended the strike following Governor Seyi Makinde's visit to the hospital on Wednesday to engage the management, professional bodies, and staff. During the visit, Makinde approved the 35 million naira increase in the hospital's monthly subvention. He also directed the phased payment of accumulated promotion arrears and minimum wage arrears, while ordering the integration of non-staff personnel into the hospital's system to ensure fairness and inclusivity. However, a statement jointly signed by the unit chairman Olutayo and the unit secretary Foluwake in Ibadan, the state capital, on Friday, expressed deep appreciation to the governor while describing him as a compassionate and visionary leader who has rekindled hope through decisive actions. Benue State House of Assembly has passed a resolution urging Governor Hyacinth Aliya to set up a judicial commission of inquiry to investigate alleged incidents of police brutality and extrajudicial killings across the state. The decision was reached during Friday's plenary, presided over by the Speaker, Alfred Mbega, after a motion of urgent public importance was raised by Douglas Akia, lawmaker representing Makurdi South constituency. Akia, while in the debate, expressed concern that unlawful killings were becoming rampant in Benue. He referenced the alleged killing of a cybercrime suspect, Fanen Betemen, by police operatives and the shooting of mourners in Jato Ek by soldiers. He reminded the House that Section 33 of the Constitution guarantees the right to life, stressing that violations of this nature diminish human dignity and destroy public trust in security agencies. Other legislatures who contributed condemned the killings, warning that failure to act decisively could embolden security operatives, further weaken confidence in the state institutions, and trigger social unrest. The Assembly, in its resolution, also appealed to the Inspector General of Police to immediately investigate all reported incidents of extrajudicial killings in the state and ensure that any officers found guilty face justice. Niger State Police Command has begun the implementation of the enforcement of tinted glass permits in the state. The Commissioner of Police, CP Adamu Eleman, personally monitored and supervised the enforcement of permits within Minna Metropolis. The exercise, which took place at strategic points in the state capital, saw police officers stopping vehicles with tinted glasses to verify compliance with the law. During the operation, CP Eleman interacted with divisional police officers and their personnel deployed across the city. He charged them to remain professional, cautious, and firm while ensuring motorists abide by the regulations guiding the use of tinted glasses. The Commissioner expressed satisfaction with the enforcement exercise and commended the level of cooperation received by motorists on the first day of operation. He, however, urged vehicle owners yet to process and obtain their tinted glass permits to do so promptly to avoid sanctions, stressing that the ignorance of the law will not be an excuse. According to him, the enforcement is not punitive but a national security measure aimed at regulating the indiscriminate use of tinted glass in vehicles, which had often been exploited by criminals to conceal their identities during nefarious activities. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has shut 2 Chinese supermarkets located in the Jabi district and 8 cosmetics shops at Wuse Market, Abuja, for flagrant violations of extant laws governing the sale, distribution, and labeling of regulated products in Nigeria. NAFDAC disclosed this in a press statement on Friday, signed by the Deputy Director of Public Relations Protocol, Adegboyega Osiyemi. It noted that the enforcement exercise was carried out by the NAFDAC Investigation and Enforcement Directorate and members of the Federal Task Force on Counterfeit and Substandard Medicines and Unwholesome Processed Foods in Abuja, led by the Assistant Chief Regulatory Officer, Musa Mbogushiki. NAFDAC highlighted that some of the cosmetic products seized include include Wenix capsules, Maxman capsules, boobs enlargement, curvy weight gain, skin whitening, vitamin gummies, collagen, royal jelly, glutathione whitening gummies, white doll, Dr. Gallery Plus, Maize Zaki syrup, original herbal yellow fever, sickle cell medicine, Dr. Nafisa herbal medicine, Dine Well syrup, white blinks, amongst others. It said Professor Adeyeye reiterated the agency's mandate to protect the health of Nigerians against exposure to dangerous chemicals and toxic substances which are linked to serious health risks, including skin cancer, kidney damage, irritability, and memory loss. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has inaugurated solar lighting projects designed to illuminate Abuja, curb insecurity, and reduce the financial burden of street lights maintenance. Wike said the installation of integrated hybrid solar lighting in the districts of Abuja City and expressways under the Light Up Abuja project, Lois I-1 and 2 in Abuja, on Thursday would help to reduce crime in the FCT.
So when we see what to spend in terms of maintenance, and then we don't even see the light. If we are maintaining and the light is there, it's okay for whatever it is. This one you pay for the maintenance, and you drive in the night. I will be calling. I say, look, have you passed this street? There's no light. Yes, we are trying to start maintenance tomorrow. The next day I go out, you see light by 7. By 11 o'clock, everything off. I will call. Are you not aware of no light here? Yes, just this light happened. So problem for me, headache, I will just come back home. I'll say, I'm tired. I said, I'm tired. But I thank God this time around, they have done like maintenance because the 2 companies will maintain it for 4 or 5 years. And so, I will not see file for maintenance of so to do. Everything has been built in The companies will have to maintain it for 4 or 5 years. The country have to make sure there's security for it. So for us, as politicians, one fight we will have is that those of them who are original contractors, who now see that, look, it's like the thing will no longer be available, they will now go to the leaders of the various parties. Why will he do this thing now when we are going towards the election period? He knows that people will be angry. But I've always said people must be angry. People will only be angry when things are not done right. When things are done right, people will be happy.
He described the project as both important and challenging, noting that past efforts at keeping Abuja lit were constantly sabotaged through cable theft, vandalism of poles, and inflated maintenance costs, acknowledging that the reform would affect entrenched interests, including political contractors and corrupt insiders who had benefited from the old system.
Another sabotage will come from the criminals. Another sabotage will come from the criminals. Criminals who now believe that it will be difficult for them to go and steal cables. It will be difficult for them to vandalize the poles, because now there will be security features. They will know it will no longer be easy. It will no longer be business as usual. So they will have their own style of campaign. Let me assure everybody that security agencies will work in synergy with the companies to make sure that this project is being protected. Anybody coming to Abuja, not only will you see good roads, you will see cities being lit up. When you are flying, you go to cities and you begin to wonder how beautiful the cities are. Why? Because of light. But here, immediately you are landing, instead of you to see light, you see what? Darkness. It will no longer be the same by the grace of God. And I want to assure everybody that this job will be done and done very well. And Abuja will be 50 years by February next year. And how will it look? A jubilee year, and then you cannot say that the city is fine, at least by providing the basic land. Security, criminals will run away, because when there's lights everywhere, by the time you come to steal or attack, you know that people will see you. They always thrive when there is darkness. And so they will also find a way to fight back to make sure this project does not work. But if there's one project we are determined to achieve, it is this light of Abuja.
The Executive Secretary of FCDA, Engineer Richard Dauda, gave the scope of the project.
It is in order to address this that the FCD administration processed and the Federal Executive Council approved the award of contracts for the provision of integrated hybrid solar street lighting in the districts of Abuja City and some expressways. Your Excellency, the project is designed to provide uninterrupted lighting across various categories of roads, thereby enhancing the nighttime safety for vehicles and pedestrian movement. The project is awarded in 2 lots. The contractors are Messrs. ECC Nigeria Limited and Messrs. CGC Nigeria Limited, and they are expected to complete the works within 6 months. Your Excellency, Lot 1 covers Maitama Central Area, Wuse Districts, Asokoro, and Airport Expressway, while Lot 2 covers Katampe District, Katampe Extension District, Jabi District, Gariki District, Gudu District, and Mabushi District. The scope of work includes supply and installation and retrofitting of integrated hybrid solar street lighting fittings of 300 watts solar-powered lights with luminous flux ranging from 7,500 lumens to 17,500 lumens along streets and expressways with other necessary accessories. Installation of galvanized streetlight poles at locations where they need replacement or have been vandalized, and installation of surveillance facilities for the streetlights. Your Excellency, when completed, the districts and expressways in the city will be better illuminated, and the integrated hybrid solar street lighting system will help guard against theft and vandalism, and will also provide other benefits like improved security of life and properties, improved aesthetics and ambience in the streets, in the nights, reduction of electricity bills, maintenance costs, and technical losses. It is also energy efficient with low emissions and highly luminous. It will also improve the socio-economic activities in these districts.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has launched the free distribution of mother baby kits as part of activities to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. The program was formally unveiled at the Asokoro District Hospital by the FCT Minister of State, Dr. Maria Mahmood, who represented Wiki at the event. Speaking at the launch, Dr. Mahmood said the mother-baby kits are part of the administration's flagship health programs aimed at giving mothers and newborns a safe start to life. In addition to the mother-baby kits, the administration introduced the Abuja Breathe Fresh Air Project, a clean energy program designed to cut down household air pollution by promoting the use of liquefied petroleum gas cookers instead of firewood, charcoal, and kerosene. According to Mahmood, the two initiatives symbolize Wiki's renewed hope agenda to improve immediate healthcare needs while also addressing long-term environmental sustainability. The Minister of State also highlighted that the FCT administration has continued to strengthen its healthcare system through staff training, better working conditions, and infrastructure upgrades, including hospital renovations and the establishment of a public health emergency operations center. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we will continue with the rest of the stories. Please stay with us.
In Africa, the National Broadcasting Commission is set to host the 14th Biennial Conference and Exhibition of African Broadcasters, Africast 2025 in Lagos, Nigeria. Participants will experience a week of world-class expositions showcasing the very best in creativity, innovation, and